Wait. Or, it's not. I'm just emailing. Good morning.
Good morning, everybody. Like I got paint all over my shorts. Oh my gosh. Morning's off to a good start, man. Busy, I'm jacked up. Not only do I got pre-workout just going, but what, am I too loud?
The girls are so sleeping. They're like yelling.
I got pre-workout going and my coffee. Let's go. How's your morning, darling?
It was good. I got a walk-in. I did about 40 squats, 25 push-ups. But
Nice.
make that.
All right, nice. What do you got planned for today?
Just some errands.
Hmm.
I think people care about that.
What do you want to talk about today?
I don't know what's on your
I want to
heart.
talk about rich people.
Okay.
I was at the gym and I was thinking, I read something on like Facebook or something where someone said, they said something like, I have this really wealthy person who wants to do this thing with me or for me or whatever. And it's funny because I read it and I thought about how it drives me crazy when people talk about other people's money and they say things like that. Like, oh, this really rich guy and we're going to do this thing together. And it made me think of how a lot of people say, like, no one's coming to save you. And when people say that, when they say, oh, this really rich guy, it makes me think that they think the really rich guy is there to save them. And the thing is that it's never that way, right? It's never, when you're dealing with somebody who is maybe a business person and you're trying to like get funding for something or trying to get involved in something, you have to understand that the people who are going to be funding the deal or bringing the money to the table, and this is the reality, they actually don't care about you. When somebody is saying like, look, I'll be involved in your project and I'll bring some money to the table, they're thinking, how do they make money? They're not thinking, hey, I'm here to save you and your family and help you make money. A lot of times it's not that way. And this is what drives me crazy when people are like, oh, this really rich guy and he's got all this money and he's going to do this thing for me. Like, understand that that person is looking for you to bring value to them. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It made me think of I'll give you an example. It made me think of when I first got into the mortgage business, right? I have family in real estate, okay? And I was a loan officer. And you would think that in this space, and hopefully they probably don't watch this shit anyways, but you would think that that these people would turn around and say like, hey, let me help you get into this business. Let me show you the ropes. Let's do some deals together. I'll help you make money. But that didn't happen. And that's okay, it didn't happen. I'm not saying that I need anyone to save me. But the point is that if you expect those types of things, it's not going to happen. Do you know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a quote. It's like you will get, I forget, just basically sometimes more support. And we're not like knocking family, but in most cases, it's like you'll get more support from people you don't know than your own family.
Right.
Will support your business.
And just to be super clear on that, like, I didn't bring any value to the table. So it would make sense that maybe there would be no help there, but it wasn't. And so when you get into a new space and you're looking to do something, you cannot expect anybody to have your back. That's why it's so important to have a mentor, actually. Having a mentor and a coach who can help you in the space that you're in, it's so important because sometimes, like, I have a couple mentors that they don't even know that they're my mentors, but I'll sometimes take that back. They do. But my point is that I will reach out to them and I will just celebrate my wins with them. I'll say like, dude, like, holy crap, this thing went, because I need someone in my corner saying like, that's awesome, keep going. Because when you're in some sort of business or trying to do something, you're getting in a new a new field or something, like, it's so important to have somebody that has your back and wants good things for you. We're talking about this a little bit yesterday, but anyways, I don't really know where I was going with that, but my point is that it's just really important to have that support system and know that it's 100% on you to bring value to an organization if you want to win.
Well, yeah.
That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I was thinking today though how it's like like for people that are, entrepreneurs or building a business or starting something, like whether a family member or a friend agrees with the business model or the product, maybe they don't agree with it at all, like the least you can do is share, like, or support just by like sharing a post or liking, or like that goes so far. And so I always think of like anytime I'm going to like a business, like getting even I had an experience with I don't know if I shared. Yeah, I did. Like when we got our tattoos and just kind of like it was really or
Oh my
customer
gosh, that was
service.
the worst. Remember that shit?
Yeah. And so I always try to and I don't actually, I think I did not give the credit because it was I didn't want anyone else to like, customer service is everything for me. I think I think I have a hard time because maybe I grew up in sales, and I'll come back around, but I grew up in retail, and it was like always like try to be like nice and kind and like courteous to people. And just you go to some places, you're like, how are you in customer service and you're not good in relationship with people. And so anyways, I always try to give support. So if I'm getting my nails done, if I'm getting my hair done, if I'm getting a spray tan, if I go to like these little boutiques, I always ask them for their card. Like we have out here in Huntington, they have like a flea market thing, and they'll have like small businesses. I bought like soap for Penelope. I always, if it's a good product and they're trying, I always try to give them acknowledgement. It's like, I believe what goes around comes around. Are you laughing at
I was
us?
just thinking about the soap that you bought.
Yeah, we got a little, it's organic soap with the brush and stuff like that. She loves the brush. Actually, I got it. She needs a haircut. I just reminded, I have so many things right now in my head. But like back to school time, so I have like 5 million things going on. What was I gonna say?
Sorry, you supported
Yeah,
small business.
but just like with that, it's like that means a lot, especially even from family. It's I think it's hard sometimes when you don't get that acknowledgement or people don't agree with you, or it's frustrating because you're like, you don't have to buy from me, you don't have to even agree, but can you just keep me in mind if someone or just liking my post, or just even those little things means a lot. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I try to do that for people. And I also, like, I've referred so many people to my hair girl, and those people don't even tell me, like, oh, so-and-so was referred, so-and-so said they found you through me. And I'm like, I'm so thankful that you got the business, but like, it would be cool to be like, hey, thanks for the recommendation, Chels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they just end up, oh, so-and-so's been coming to me for a while. It's like, well, I don't know. Maybe I just like to give people credit or credit's due, or I don't know. I just roll different.
You rolled different. Oh, yeah, a little Tupac action.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's like nice to like, hey, she recommended us. I just want to say, hey, thank you so much for the recommendation. I'm going to this person, and I love her. Thank you. Just like just being courteous. And so the same, it goes with business. It's just like.
That's weird because I feel like sometimes people, I don't know. I don't want to talk trash, so just whatever.
I'm not talking trash. I'm just saying like.
No, I was getting ready to talk trash.
Oh.
I had to just nip that right in the bud. So
that's it.
Anyways, so you're taking the girls back to school shopping today.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do some supplies.
Nice.
Yeah, it's nice because she wears uniform, so we don't have to do much, just shoes and socks. They need like the socks. Like I have to go through all the socks.
Why don't you just throw all the socks in the garbage?
Well, there is some I do. I need to just get new socks.
Like literally just take all of the socks and throw all of them in the trash and spend like $50 or $100 on socks, like just new socks.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
And then that's it.
Well, the problem with Gia is like we'll get her socks and like our floor, I have to sweep them off every day, which I don't. I wish. I need to. Some days I'll be really good weeks, but because especially with the girls going to the beach, like there's sand and like we live close to the beach, so it's like constantly dirty. So Gia will get new socks and she walks around with them like, you have to put slippers on right now. She's like, no, you can just wash them. I'm like, the sock, they won't come out. Like the way you dirty your sock, and then she'll walk outside.
Maybe we need a little basket by the stairs for downstairs shoes.
Slippers.
Or something. And we need one of those little
I'm gonna put that in my notes.
Those little vacuums that just like go around, you know what I'm talking about? They just vacuum, like they just plug in and they vacuum and they do whatever.
Everyone has that except us probably now. So, but I'm gonna put that on my list. Go ahead, talk. Hold on.
That's it.
Basket
I don't have
for
anything else to talk
slippers.
about.
Basket for slippers.
The thing, I remember my mom taking me and my little sister back to school shopping, and man, that was like the best time ever. You'd go get a new backpack, you get like a new folder, pencils, a pencil sharpener, like an eraser, one of those 5-star notebooks. That was like the best time ever.
I love I love like new stuff like that.
Mm.
I love, and the girl, I think they enjoy it too.
Kids love that too.
Yeah. So that's it.
And then Bella's gonna get clothes too.
Yeah. Which last year was really hard for Bella. I don't know. It's like, I guess maybe I don't understand their style, but I like everything I picked out, they don't like.
Well, their style is that's actually the way I dressed in the 90s. The girls today dress the way I
But it's a
dressed.
combination.
Big baggy pants.
But it's a combination. It's like, yeah, it's true. Last year Bella was into really baggy, but then she's practicing volleyball I don't know. It's like their style is different.
Well, like the athletic department, like all like the athletes, they all wear like sweatpants.
Yeah.
It's like sweatpants and like slippers. That's like the style at the school.
Yeah,
Sweatpants and
sometimes she'll
slippers.
wear like slippers and I don't like that. Like you have to like kind of dress. I mean, you can bring the slippers to school. I don't know. I'm just into like, you need to dress. If you dress like nice, you show up better. And I want the girls to kind of learn that. Like if you go to school sloppy, like with sweatpants, unless it's like a testing day, like it's weird how it puts you in that mood of like, you're not ready to show up. I think it's really important to like, that's why I always want to get ready because it makes you show up better. There's like a thing. If you get dressed, even if you work at home, it like makes you feel more confident. So I want the girls to kind of
Get dialed.
yeah, just like you know, it has to be fancy, but like don't wear slippers to school when you get there.
Hey, you know what I think you should do? What? Sorry. What? Sorry. My brain just went completely on like a different planet from this conversation. I think you should invite some people to come do this with you.
Let me talk about that off camera.
I think you should invite somebody to come here and like sit here and do coffee with you. I think it'd be fun.
Okay, cool.
Or not. We'll talk about it offline.
Yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I love doing this with you. I'm just saying. What? Your face. Okay, so that didn't go over so fantastic, but okay. Okay, that's it. Okay, I guess we're done for the day. We're gonna jump offline and talk about what I shouldn't have just said.
No, I think I just, yes, I definitely think, maybe because I have a lot on my head right now, so to do that, it's always like takes coordinating and planning. Once the girls are back in school and like we have our life group that we have to figure out to finish laundry. I have to do client support. I have to
That was like
take the girls back. So
I really regret doing that, signing up for that.
I think that we need to. I think it's going to be, I think we need to like schedule our first get together maybe at the end of the month. And because I want to get together and I think it's going to be good.
You know what we need to do? We need to reach out and like assign somebody like the task. We need like the schedule manager, like how they were saying, like everyone has like a different responsibility. We need to like find that person and like get them plugged in so they can get that going. Like I'll show up to it, but it's like so hard for me to schedule and plan. It's like so hard right now. It's like such a busy time. It's like a crazy busy season right now.
Yeah, but I also think the spiritual part is important for us. And we went to a leadership like rally, and the guy said, what's going to happen is like the enemy's going to try to like do whatever he can for you guys not to meet. And I feel like that's what's happening. Is like our work is so busy in the girls' school and stuff that we're like delaying that. And it's hard. So it's like that's the spiritual part is important. And that's why I'm like Sundays, even though we have volleyball sometimes, like I think it's super important to continue that because I don't want to get back into the cycle that we did last year. It was work, and then God last. And not even though it's not a Bible study, I think it's important to have that community. So I keep thinking about like, okay, we're like delaying it. We're not wanting to do it. I'm like, he said that.
I feel like it's not even that I'm delaying it. Like I put together that text that I want to send to everybody, and then I wanted to run it by you, and then I never sent it. And then the day I wanted to plan it for was Thursday, and it was like Wednesday. Like it's like we just need to like send that text and then plan it for next Thursday.
Well, Bella has a volleyball game.
Right. See.
But I think it's the end of August, and we should do that. and then we'll start September. I think that's just the way, because we have to coordinate her game. So no one probably cares about this.
No one
It's
cares
really
about this.
boring.
We're just so boring.
But if you are someone of faith and you feel like, I feel like that for us, that's like going to church and putting God first. Like you have to make that a priority, because like even me not going into Bible, I haven't been to our women's Bible study. It's like, I need that like really that foundation. I'm missing that part. And anyways, just be careful not to push that aside.
Agreed. Okay. Well, let's get that plugged in.
Yeah.
And let's talk about getting some guests over here for you to hang out with. How are you liking those nails, by the way?
I like them. Do you not like them?
No, I saw you.
You don't like
doing
them?
it. No, I saw you do that thing, and I was thinking about yesterday when I called at the gate and it hung up, and I'm like, oh, our stinking nails got me.
No, sometimes it does that.
Yeah.
But-
Just the program does it.
No, I like them. It's funny because I got them filled while I took Bella last night. I ended up having a conversation. Oh my gosh. So when I get like a massage or get my nails done, I don't like to talk to people. Like that's my time to like not talk. Like I just need, I'm an introvert by whatever, I don't know. I was born like that, where I just need alone time. Like no one talk to me. And I think sometimes you even have a hard time saying that. Like I love everyone, I like everyone, I just need alone time. And so the nail people, I have to go to someone who doesn't want to talk to me. And then I look over, I go and I said, I need a fill. And I feel like lately, both places I've gone, they're like, we don't do ombre. And I'm like, do people not get ombre anymore? Like, am I out? And I think there's like the oval shape, there's a more trendy. I just like this look. I don't know, I just like it. And Bella even said she likes that. She's like, I like this on you. So long story short, so I trained the lady how to do it. I'm like, well, I put this color over and we figured it out. But I look over and it was this lady, she was like involved in our conversation. We're both sitting at the table. Well, she's a lawyer. And for an hour, she talked to me.
Oh, it's miserable.
For 1 hour.
Oh my
and
gosh.
she would ask, those people who ask you a question, but they don't want you to talk.
Oh,
So she was like, she was telling me about her job, and I was like asking her questions because I'm trying to be really good about, and I like to learn about people. I actually really do. So I want to ask people questions and listen. So I was asking about her job. She told me everything. I mean, I know everything about, she was a lawyer for kids for LA County. Her, what do you call it? Their company? It's called, their company for lawyers.
Yeah.
The division or something, they basically handle all of the kids in LA County. So any big case, like they handle it. So she was telling me about Zooms and like just all of this stuff. And I kept asking her questions. So towards it was like 45 minutes. And she's like, so what do you do? And I like mentioned what I do. And she's like, oh, and then she started talking about her stuff. And I'm like, and I almost was like, oh, it was just
the worst.
And it was funny because she talked a lot, and it was, towards the end of the conversation, there's things she said, I'm like, oh, our beliefs are very different, even politically, because she said a couple things that I was like, ooh, but it was really cool for me to hear someone without her knowing what I believe or what I stand for, to hear someone else's side and think it's totally normal. Like she was saying certain things that was like, wow, I've never heard someone where they're just sharing what they believe and stuff. And she had no idea that I believe actually completely opposite of her, but I just listened.
It's funny.
Anyways, so I spent an hour of her talking, and then I'm like trying to pay and she's still talking to me.
Oh my gosh, let me out of here. I'm getting annoyed just
She's like, well, I'll see you probably around, like, I'm like, well, I'm probably never going to this now.
The worst is like when you're on the airplane and that happens. It's like, oh my gosh, I just want to like take a nap or do what I'm gonna do. Like I like talking to people on airplanes for like a couple seconds, but it's always like so weird because you're like right like on their shoulder and you're like, blah, blah, like it's like a weird, you know what I'm saying? It's like super uncomfortable.
You probably have more, because I haven't had anyone that has talked to me. Maybe because I'm like, put my earbud in, I read my book.
So funny.
But sometimes I think it's important. Maybe those conversations are needed. But anyways, got my nails done, and I'm still getting used to it. So that's why I misspell or stuff. I have to look back at my Facebook post. I'm like, oh, I totally misspelled that.
Misspelled what?
Just words, because I go so fast.
Oh,
Even without L's, but I was like, oh my gosh,
I can't spell anything. I'm the worst speller. I'm Googling and Alexaing everything. But my 9:30 call's on and I gotta
Okay.
jump. So love you guys. Have a blessed day. We'll talk soon. Or see you tomorrow.